Hello everybody and welcome to my channel, The Real Super Sam. Today is a brand new complete history of video and I hope you enjoy. Exactly 1 year ago, this series of the complete history of characters started and it has been my most successful and fun series on this channel to work on, so thank you all for watching and commenting. I really appreciate all the support. Today is not a complete history on a Marvel character for once, but on one in DC Comics and in the Flash's mythos. This video will be all about Gridlock, who was the premier villain for The Flash Season 5. There has been 3 Gridlocks in DC throughout the years, and today we're looking at each and every one of them. The first Gridlock appeared in Impulse Issue 7, October 1995, in the story called Arrested Developments. We first see Gridlock as a man in a white and gold uniform on a hover-type car, crashing into a construction site and being able to easily stop the guards in their place by hitting them with a Black Lightning-type bolt from his gloves. Gridlock actually makes up his supervillain name on the fly, and he leaves by blowing up the construction site for his own reasons, but he doesn't kill anybody. He is not a deadly supervillain. Bart Allen sees the explosion and changes into Impulse and runs to fight Gridlock. Gridlock turns the kinetic capabilities against Impulse, almost killing him. While leaving, he gives some energy to Impulse because he doesn't want to kill him. Gridlock views himself as entitled to be doing this. Gridlock later returns to Technodyne and kidnaps CEO Leo Nordstrom. He was once a former Technodyne employee named Abner Gridler. He was in charge of a special monorail project, but his permit was denied. Abner became Gridlock and is now wreaking havoc as a means of getting revenge. He has stopped every car and he is even stopping people from moving, spreading his power all over the city. Impulse is talking with Max Mercury and Max gives him some advice on how to stop Gridlock. While Gridlock leaves Technodyne, Impulse catches up to him and quickly breaks his hovercar. Impulse uses his intellect and tricks Gridlock into shooting out his own power supply. He didn't run or use any kinetic energy while holding up a piece of the hovercar to block Gridlock's beam. With no other kinetic energy to attach to, the beam backfired on Gridlock and hit him. This was the only appearance of the very first villain to call himself Gridlock, even though the story takes place after all the other Gridlock appearances on this list in the DC universe. The second Gridlock first premiered in Batman Issue 2, September 2015. At the end of Issue 2, Gridlock is seen secretly watching Batmite from a screen, since he knows nothing about that creature. Next, he was in Issue 3. Today, Gridlock is watching Robin, the fifth one, Damian Wayne, and Robin easily knows that someone was watching him in silence, and they start fighting. This Gridlock is obviously not really a fighter, as he gets his butt handed to him hard by Robin. This Gridlock has the power of a paralyzing touch, which he uses to stop Robin and capture him. Batmite later sees Gridlock on TV asking for Batman, the Dark Knight, to save Robin. Batmite goes to where Robin's being held and saves him, but then Gridlock reveals himself from the shadows. Gridlock wanted Batman to save Robin so the world would see youth's ineffectiveness and society could embrace the pillars of heroism that have been cliché for so long. Instead, Batmite, who he calls a child, saved Robin. Now Robin and Batmite are trying to take down Gridlock right then and there. Batmite pulls out one of his dimensional batarangs and that hits Gridlock hard, knocking him down. But Batmite gets cocky laughing at Gridlock and Gridlock gets to touch him, paralyzing him. He then tosses Batmite into the water below, forcing Robin to dive down to save him, letting Gridlock get away. Next was Batmite Issue 4 with Booster Gold. Booster Gold asks Batmite for help with fighting Gridlock, and Batmite turns Booster Gold into Black Gold, like a Batman Booster Gold. Batmite and Booster Gold go to Gridlock's lair of frozen-in-time artifacts. Gridlock's evil plan is to preserve the world when it was perfect in his opinion, and preserve all the stuff he wants forever, and he will stop Booster Gold's future from happening to do that. Gridlock fights Booster Gold and Batmite, and once again gets punched around right into one of his glass displays, ruining some treasures. In the fight, Batmite accidentally gets Booster Gold paralyzed from his Gridlock's touch. But Batmite gets Booster out of Gridlock's lair before he blows it all up with a bazooka. That explosion causes Gridlock to get away and untraceable. Next, Gridlock was in Issue 5. It opens with a bunch of Gridlock minions fighting the Inferior Five. 2 of his goons escape with his giant robot, and Gridlock slowly reveals that he stole the original pilot of Galaxy Trek to be the first one to watch it. Batmite goes to Gridlock's lair and destroys it, but Gridlock has the Galaxy Trek TV show pilot, saying it's the #1 thing he wants, more than anything he has put together. But if Gridlock can't watch it first, no one will ever watch it. He sets it on fire and throws it across the room to escape. The second Gridlock's last appearance was Batmite issue 6. Batmite coincidentally finds out that Senator Hargrave is the supervillain Gridlock, but Batmite gets gassed by him and captured. Gridlock reveals to a tied-up Batmite that he still has the Galaxy Trek pilot, the most loved TV series ever, a pilot no one else has ever seen yet. He will watch it with Batmite and then murder him by completely paralyzing him. He says watching this pilot with Batmite is a gift to him, the perfect final moment. Batmite tells Gridlock that he can put Gridlock into the show, and Gridlock, blinded for his love for the episode, unties Batmite and lets him do it. When he's in the episode, it backfires on him and he gets trapped and beat up in there, ending the second Gridlock forever. The third Gridlock, the most recent one, is in the Arrowverse in 2 episodes of The Flash Season 5, Episodes 1 and 2. This Gridlock is a man named William Lang. In his first appearance, he is stealing jewelry from an armored car, and the Flash shows up and moves so fast that Flash punches him back into the truck, but he gets up and, while the Flash is distracted, uppercuts the Flash, which sends him flying across the city, allowing him to escape. To continue his hunt for rare jewels, Gridlock boards a plane seat next to a guy handcuffed to a briefcase filled with jewels. Since this Gridlock gets more powerful every time he gets hit with anything, he is going to cause the plane to crash just to get the jewelry. So Flash, Kid Flash, and XS vibe into the plane and stop Gridlock after he sent the plane coming crashing down. At the very end, a brand new figure stops Gridlock's prison transport, breaks in, and threatens to kill him. The opening of the very next Flash episode shows the figure fighting with Gridlock, and Gridlock almost winning, before his lightning bolt dagger takes away his metahuman powers, weakening him so Cicada can murder him. And that was everything about anything with DC's Gridlock up to July 2019. The first Gridlock was a nice character. Even for just one appearance, he had personality and seemed like a reasonable person. His power was also very appropriate for his name. He wasn't really a tough challenge, especially at the end, but it was a fun futuristic story. Definitely glad I read about this character. The second Gridlock didn't have an actual origin. He could be from any time period. I did like his story about wanting to preserve stuff forever, things he cares about. I think that's something many can picture themselves doing, whether it be a moment or even a person. Wanting something or someone to never change can be touching, but Gridlock took it too far, which is why he's a supervillain. The second Gridlock is also my favorite one. It was a fun Batmite story, the first Batmite solo stories I've ever read, and they were what I expected, each better. Gridlock has his powers well defined, a paralyzing touch. Whoever he touches goes into an automatic gridlock. The live action Gridlock is my least favorite Gridlock appearance. I guess at least he was in live action. If he was never, this video wouldn't have happened, but his story of just being a jewelry store thief and then dying wasn't original at all. I really liked the character of Gridlock when he was given an actual character, and when he interacted with the heroes of the DC universe. It seems like another case of a great comic story involving a very unknown villain. With all that said, thank you all for watching this new complete history of video on Gridlock. Please comment your thoughts down below. Bye guys, and have a great day.
I have half a life to rewrite, flying into this future. I will let the science bring the change. This will be the final cure. I am gonna take the past away.